Eagle Broadcasting Corporation and Globe My Business present Open for Business.
Greetings from the Philippines to the world. We are on Facebook Live on Eagle News and also on our streaming site, eaglenewslive.com. Watch us on our YouTube channel at Eagle News. I am Cesar Vallejos. Welcome to Open for Business. Join me discover the latest news and information in business around the world. Stay ahead of the curve from vision to action. We continue to salute our passionate and resilient SMEs. As part of our Saludo SME features, Open for Business will talk with small business owners on the road to recovery amidst the global pandemic. How are our small business owners reacting to the challenges in the market? What are they doing to maintain their operations? What are their initiatives to survive the global impact of COVID-19? Their businesses. This episode of Open for Business is also our way to celebrate the National MSME Week 2020 happening from July 20 to 24 with the theme MSME's Recovery to Resilience. The Department of Trade and Industry has lined up an e-fora that will highlight the public and private sector response to the crisis in order to minimize the negative impact, support business operations continuity, and protect workers' rights, focused on innovative market-based approaches and solutions to help MSMEs recover and promote their participation in economic activities. And today, in partnership with Globe My Business, we will be talking with an SME business owner whose story exemplifies the passion and resilience of the Pinoy SMEs. Everlyn Gicana, the CEO of Alver's Specialty Store, will join us when Open for Business returns. Stay with us.
The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. Just thinking about tomorrow clears away the cobwebs and the sorrow till there's none. When I'm stuck with a day that's gray and lonely, I just stick out my chin and grin and say, the sun'll come out tomorrow, so you gotta hang on till tomorrow. Come what may, tomorrow, tomorrow, I love ya, tomorrow, you're always a day away. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love ya, tomorrow, you're always a day
Eagle Broadcasting Corporation and Globe My Business present Open for Business.
Open for Business is back, and with me is Miss Everlyn Gicana, the CEO of Alver's Specialty Store. Magandang umaga sa iyo. Magandang hapon, Miss Everlyn. How are you?
Magandang hapon, Sir Cesar. I am doing good, and thank you for inviting us over.
As I mentioned in my introduction, Miss Ever, there's a lot
Yes, sir.
of business owners who also experienced a lot of challenges during the pandemic. Alam naman natin na ang daming nahirapan during the pandemic, and this is our way of focusing on highlighting the passion and resilience of SME business owners like you. So I'm sure isa ka sa mga
Thank you.
nahirapan doon sa mga challenges na napagdaanan natin. But maybe before we go into the details on the challenges, on your challenges as an entrepreneur, maybe baka pwede mo ikwento paano ka ba nagsimula sa Alver's? What was your background, and was it really your passion to be an entrepreneur? Talagang plinano mo ba ang pagtatayo ng ganitong business, Miss Ever?
Sir, for my background, I took up psychology at De La Salle University, Dasmariñas. And then I pursue also my further studies with guidance and counseling some units. Unfortunately, hindi ko po na fulfill yung natapos yung MBA because I flew to Singapore during those times. But my background po in the Philippines would be banking industry and retail. My first job would be at Price Mart Philippines. That's where I opened, and also my eyes was opened in retail. That was the wholesale warehouse format way back in 2000. Then fortunately, I landed a corporate job in banking industry, which is Philippine Savings Bank, and I was transferred to Banco de Oro during that time. I was very aggressive during my younger years. So I really wanted to penetrate in the international banking industry services during 2008. But unfortunately, again, that's where the economy crashed, yung worldwide, yung 2008 crisis. So there's thousands of employees that was retrenched in Singapore, especially. So by God's grace, I was offered a retail job in Dairy Farm, Singapore. That's where my vision in retail really opened. And I was really amazed kung gaano po kaganda yung opportunities in Singapore because every product around the world nandoon po sa company namin, which is marketplace and cold storage. So I gained my expertise sa sa retail and mastery sa dairy farm. Then when I flew back in the Philippines, kasi po I really need to take good care of our daughter together with my husband. I was fortunate. I was given an opportunity with Rustan's Supercenters Inc. So I handled operations, a store. And then doon ko din na practice naman yung sa Philippine setting, sa retail. And then yung vision po na makapag-open up ng store is matagal na din naming pinaplano ng asawa ko. So ang talaga namin is to provide good opportunity sa mga kababayan natin, at the same time healthy food choices, because me and my husband yan opportunity po kasi dito po sa atin at some of the retailers around the world, wala pa pong gumagawa ng grab and go na panay healthy food choices na
Miss
wala
Ever,
pong preservatives.
Miss Ever, before we go into the details of what you offer, I would just like to go back to your background. You mentioned that you finished psychology. So the reason why I wanted to point that out is that kapag gusto mo talagang maging entrepreneur, it doesn't necessarily mean that your education would
Profession.
be your profession would be eventually required, but sometimes again because we focus on the passion of the entrepreneur, sometimes it comes from your heart and it comes from your interest. So far in your course of studies and in your course of your work experience, what was it that really um, made you think of going into coming up with forming your own business? Because is it like, say, when you now work into the different companies, is that somehow your calling, or even when you were studying, talagang were you already passionate about having your own business?
When I was studying, I sell to my classmates like the CDs. There's an entrepreneur spirit na po nung bata pa lang ako. So I sell CDs, I sell bags, I sell jewelries to my classmates. That's where I practice. And during summer break, I also help Ate Nora. Siya po yung nagpalaki sa magkakapatid. I help
I
her to
see.
sell puto bumbong.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I really gained my expertise. And I see it from my parents, lalo na po yung
Mm-hmm.
sa mother ko. She
Mm-hmm.
will just go home every day and bring down the bag, and then she will go out and hustle. Kasi po until now, she's a agent. So she still travels and and look for good property. So doon ko din po nakita yung resilience ng magulang ko. Na parang di napapagod. Oo.
I see. So I think
Ikaw?
that's the point, I think, Miss Ever, of this conversation, na ang entrepreneur, kahit na it's not necessarily your education, but as you said, especially in as we experience the global crisis, kapag masipag ka lang at kapag nandun yung puso mo talaga to really make sure that you have food on the table and you want to grow your business, talagang mangyayari kahit ano pang uri ng krisis ang meron tayo. Now, going back again to
Exactly.
your transition and to your now, when you said when you went to Singapore and you were exposed to the retail industry. What is it in the retail industry that really enhanced your entrepreneurial thinking? Is it because the company was has all this various commodities and products in that specific store in Singapore, or is it were you challenged with the idea of thinking of new products to sell, or having access to all these commodities, to all the retail? What is exciting in the retail business that really inspired you move on with your entrepreneurship plans?
What really inspired me to pursue retail was the passion behind the scenes. So it's a hard work. It's a combination of hard work of each and every team member sa isang retail operations. So yung drive and what drives and motivates us, that really helped me to to be more passionate and discover my passion for retail. Kasi when I went there, so actually a very little background in retail because I came from a banking industry for almost 10 years. So I really need to study even if the nutrition facts, each label of the product, where is it come from. So yun po is it's very important to know what's inside of the product. What are you feeding yourself? So yun po yung mga small details. Also, another thing would be Another thing would be the access to commodities. It's very high technology in Singapore. They are also pioneering the world-class retail industry, the digitalization of the shelf tag talkers, also the seamless transition of from back end system, also from the ordering system, and also from the access of all the products around the world.
Yun,
That
yeah.
what's amazed me in retail. And to
Y-
be able,
Go ahead, go ahead.
yes sir, and to be able to have face to face with the top Michelin stars in the world, I was very fortunate and to meet some of the Formula One drivers because
Wow.
since Dairy Farm Singapore is very holistic because they really want to provide everything. Everything is in your hands. So we partnered with some of the like Marina Bay Sands, like all the events in Singapore po. They put up event and fair. Was very fortunate that the company will send me to those events. Then that really opened up my eyes also to be able to meet those people.
Now, Miss Ever, you gave us an idea, you gave us a pic of how important digitalization or digital transformation to a specific company like Singapore. I, when Open for Business traveled to Singapore and we talked with an author of a book there about also digital transformation, and also we went there to speak with startups. We noticed, you know, how advanced Singapore is, and the readiness on a lot of things that are digital. And during the pandemic, I'm sure they have really prepared for e-commerce and all the technologies that are available to them. As a matter of fact, you mentioned that yourself. My question now ever is this. So, how do you compare the readiness of the Philippine market, um, considering the fact that you have seen how digitally ready or how future-proof ready is Singapore? So, were there specific strategies that you were able to adopt from Singapore that you said, you know, sige, pagbalik ko dito sa Pilipinas, yan ang gagawin ko? Because you also mentioned a lot of the things there are automated when they do. The moment you arrive, di ba, in Singapore, everything is already cashless. You use cards in all the transactions that you do there. And of course, even in retail, I think, as you mentioned, there are e-tagging already. And I'm sure even inventories would be done with so much automation in them. So, ano yung mga inadapt mo na ideas sa Singapore na nung pumunta ka dito at nung nagsimula ka, sabi mo kailangan ito yung gawin ng isang entrepreneur? Lalo na katulad mo na nasa retail business.
Sir, I started in finding a good inventory system management. So point of sales. So it's a triple integrated surface. So that's where I can see the inventory, also the sales, also the everything. They will pop up to inform me that our stocks is critical. So I really adapt yung some of the systems in Singapore. So we integrated it here in the store. And then second thing would be to partner with the top of one of the pioneers in delivery service, which is Food Panda. We were exclusive for Food Panda for almost 2 years already since we started our business. Why did I choose Food Panda? Food Panda was the first pioneer in food delivery service, and it also originated in Berlin. in Germany. So before there was honestly, but since I was very critical in choosing a partnership, so that's where our brand also grow through the help of Food Panda.
What
So
you
that's what
mentioned,
that's
yeah.
what. Mhm.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yes, sir. That were the key steps po nung inadapt ko. Digitalization, also digital presence for our brand. So like Instagram, Facebook, and some of the social media, especially to be able to be part of Let's Eat Pare, and then the community, some of the communities like SRAP, local, and also been very fortunate to be part of AFI and also DTI and Go Negosyo.
Wow, that's very interesting. You mentioned several strategies already, Miss Ever, that can be also replicated by other SME business owners. Now, I have a lot of follow-up questions on that, but maybe the first thing that I wanted to ask you is the essence of partnership, choosing who
All
your
right.
partner is. You said, like for example, you tied up with one of the biggest brands, the pioneering brand in food deliveries. Uh, Bilang isang SME, so hindi naman kailangan na napakalaki ka for you to partner with these global brands, correct? So,
Yes, exactly.
what are your steps? How would you, what's your way, the proper way of getting a partner? In your case, since they are pioneering, you contacted them, but how do you evaluate the uh, partnership, because or how do you evaluate or assessing getting the right partner for your business? Kasi kaya ko naman tinatanong ito ngayon, Miss Ever, kasi lalo na ngayon limited ang resources ng mga SME owners. Ang problema na laging
Yes.
natin naririnig ng mga business owners ay yung kakulangan ng cash. So, ang isang pamamaraan para natin ma-address yun ay to get a partner that will somehow, make you lessen your production cost. Another thing is, of course, automation. So, the reason why you're getting a partner is that you wanted to maximize, that specific skill or service of that partner, so you can devote more time in producing your core product or service. So going back to my question, how do you evaluate your partner? Paano ka ba mamimili ng partner mo? At anong aspeto ng business ang dapat may partnership ka?
Sir, to begin with, I study the brand, the company. After doing thorough research, and then I make my pros and cons. So I was able to identify if it's feasible to go with that partnership or just take it as our internal. But sometimes you really need to evaluate it. What will help your business to grow? Then second thing, do the costing. Because at the end of the day, what's very most important is you save money, not you keep on burning. So I was very also fortunate because I've been guided by my brother, which is Kuya Erwin. I always ask him for, I solicit his advice also. So on which partnership also to take after my thorough study. And then most key important also to gain you, because you cannot just have one mentor in your life. So you need to seek also advice from your fellow businessman. And also I was very fortunate, I was given great mentors through the help of Department of Trade and Industry and Go Negosyo. Was able to ask them and solicit their advice also for our future plans and current situations in order for us to expand the business and develop our brand. Then another thing is also you need to ensure that the what you're going to take will give you the 2 to 5 years long term, not just a short term plans.
Wow, that's interesting, Miss Ever. But we have a lot of questions, but we have to go back
Yes,
for
sir,
these
Cesar.
reminders. Open
And
for
of
business.
course, yung partnership also with My Globe, My Business. Yes, sir.
Yes, we'll go back to that. Open for business will return. Stay with us.
Matinding salpukan ng magagaling ang hindi dapat palampasin ngayong weekend.
Angas nyo, grabe kayo.
Hangang-hanga na talaga ako sa'yo.
This is what you call tagisan ng galing. Ito na yon.
Sino-sino ang bubuo sa Final 5 na makakasama sa Grand Finale? Abangan yan dito lang sa Tagisan ng Galing, the Semi-Finals.
Tagisan ng Galing is presented by SMC Infrastructure, building a better world. Sanmig sugar-free white coffee, puno ng white coffee taste without the sugar, kaya lower calories. Try mo na Sanmig sugar-free white coffee. Sarap ng white coffee, now sugar-free. Vet-approved NutriChocs, the only premium dog food with active boost for optimum energy and prebiotics that help strengthen immunity. Just like Catherine Bernardo, gawing listo, ganado ang fur babies niyo. Listo ganado sa NutriChocs. Magnolia Chicken Templados, delicious, ready to cook and freshly marinated daily. Pure Foods Luncheon Meat, pure sarap for every family. Star Chunky Cheese Corned Beef, ang cheesy ng corned beef mo. Walang duda, kids can tell na #1 ang Pure Foods Tender Juicy. Ang tender, ang juicy, ang sarap. Co-presented by Cooper, expert in air conditioning and electromechanical. Also engaged in structural, electrical, fire protection, plumbing, and sanitary services. Cooper, your ultimate MEPS and air conditioning solutions. Unlad Incorporated International, fight against global poverty. New San Jose Builders Incorporated. Canrib Corporation, your ventilation and air conditioning specialist. Vita Herbs Philippines Green Coffee, masarap, mabango, at healthy pa. Puerto Rico Resort and Convention Center, Cabiao, Nueva Ecija. I love Puerto Rico. In participation with Philippine National Bank, masasandalan ng pamilyang Pilipino saan man sa mundo. PNB, you first. Rain or Shine Elastomeric Waterproofing Paint, Matimco, Our Square Variables Incorporated, Compizel Enterprises, Saisho International Trading Corporation, DN Steel, IMAC UPB Roof Corporation. East West Bank, your dream, our focus.
Listo at ganado ang baby ko sa vet-approved NutriChocs. With active boost and prebiotics na pampalisto. Made with real meat, with essential nutrients to help them grow healthy and happy. Listo, ganado sa NutriChocs.
Skyway Stages 1 and 2, the elevated toll road system project, run from a section of the South Luzon Expressway from Alabang to Magallanes, Makati. The Skyway Stage 3 is an elevated expressway connecting the South Luzon Expressway through the existing Skyway Stages 1 and 2 to the North Luzon Expressway via Balintawak. Skyway Stage 4 is an 80-kilometer mixed elevated and at-grade toll road that will connect the existing Skyway system starting from the FTI section all the way to Bulacan.
Hey, Gretchen Ho here, and I'm a white coffee lover. Creamy kasi, and very yummy. Pero mas masarap kung hindi nakaka-guilty. Check my new discovery, Sanmig Sugar-Free White Coffee. Puno ng white coffee taste without the sugar, kaya lower calories. Try mo na! Sanmig Sugar-Free White Coffee. Sarap ng white coffee, now sugar-free.
Ikaw lang ang star ng buhay ko. Para sa akin, perfect ka. Ang cheesy ng corned beef mo. Pag Star Chunky Cheese Corned Beef, sarap ng corned beef, inangat pa ng real cheese cubes. Star Chunky Cheese Corned Beef.
Open for Business is back, and we still continue the exciting conversation with the CEO of Alver's Specialty Store, Miss Everlyn Gicana. Miss Ever, you mentioned about several technologies earlier. The thing is, of course, we wanted to help SMEs, and we wanted them to be ready, in this unexpected times. There's, like say for example, for the pandemic. Pero isipin ng ibang SMEs, baka naman magastos or baka naman mahal. What's your view of SMEs tapping these technologies to help them in their business?
Sure, they really need to invest their money wisely by choosing the right partner. Like for me, for instance, I really chose My Globe, My Business to help me to continue our day-to-day operations. It also helped me to expand our brand penetration through the help of Globe My Business. It really helped our brand. And Saludo SME is one of the project of Globe My Business. We were very fortunate to be part of the commercial and then campaign of Globe, which is the Sulong and then the Saludo SME. That was sung by Miss Leia Salonga.
Mm-hmm.
So be very careful in choosing the right business tools, technology that will help your business grow. So you really don't need to spend so much money like getting those tools. Like also for e-commerce, you just be very extra careful on which delivery service to hire and to get, and also be very critical in choosing the right e-commerce platform for your brand exposure. For instance, Lazada, Shopee, Shopinas, GrabMart, Foodpanda, and so forth.
Mm-hmm. So,
don't stop in searching.
mm-hmm. In short, Miss
That's
Ever,
my advice to my fellow.
yeah, a lot of SMEs would think that investing in technologies is basically expense, but you are telling me now, Miss Ever, that it's more of an investment to grow your business. So, in your case, when you evaluate
Yes.
your investment
Exactly.
in technology, so ano yung kinukonsider mo when you invest in technology? Kasi right now, I think a lot of people, like say for example in your case, you have this store and you have an e-commerce business that's going on. So ano yung mga possible technologies that SMEs can avail of, that where they can invest on to make sure that, like say, their digital business, their e-commerce business will really be seamless and they'll be able to address the needs of the market?
Like right now, we are really going digital. That's also one of the advocacy of Sir Joey Concepcion, is to go digital. So when you go digital, the opportunities are really endless. Basta masipag lang po tayo na to keep on posting for our brand. Also, because in going digital, hindi lang po kasi your reach can reach to thousands to millions. So it's really up to the entrepreneur kung gaano po siya kasipag in penetrating yung mga targets niya po. So like for me, yung kinuha ko pong package sa My Globe My Business, meron na pong landline, tapos meron pa pong mobile plan. Then also they also have the internet connection. So nakatipid po ako in some ways, kasi instead of getting another line for my landline, another line for my postpaid line, yun po is 2-in-1 na. So it really helps me to streamline my expenses din po, and also be able for our brand to really expand. Yun po yung is to go really digital.
It's exciting, Miss Ever, and I learned that you have a store in Las Piñas. But with the pandemic, isa ka ba doon, Miss Ever, sa mga business owners na you have to revisit your business plan? Like, I know that you mentioned that you are a member of AFI and that somehow one of the hardly hit industries or sectors in business are, the hotels, the restaurants, like what you have. But in this case, dito sa special store mo, ano ba ang balak mo dito? Are you discouraged already, to maybe put up another one, or do you want to somehow expand, or just pause on building new stores and then concentrate on e-commerce? In your case, Miss Ever, what is in store, and what do you plan for the short term and eventually to address and to somehow address the challenges brought about by the global impact of this pandemic?
Sir, from your first question, during the ECQ, we were very fortunate that our government allowed us to open because we are serving basic goods, basic necessity also, like the basic staples. So during that time, we were really fortunate kasi nga po dito po sa area namin, kami-kami lang po yung open bakery. 7-Eleven, which is nearby, is closed. So we were very fortunate na during pandemic, we were able to serve our community. Hindi lang partnered company, which is Amazon Philippines. We were able to serve them food during the ECQ. And then regarding expansion, yes, sir, we really love to our brand to expand, especially in somewhere in South. Actually, we have a business plan already for the expansion, and hopefully we'll be able to accomplish it. And also, as our company adapt to a new normal, meron po kaming mga key steps na ginawa in order to protect our company, our employees most especially. So, yun po kasi, and our also partners and which is our B2B partners, the companies that we are serving. So, yun po yung kinakailangan naming ingatan, yung customers, our employees, and our B2B partners. So, doon po nag-evolve yung business continuity plan na ginawa namin. So, we were able to adapt dun sa nangyari pong pandemic ngayong 2020.
What about cashless transactions or the use of the mobile wallets? Dito ba, napansin mo ba, Miss Ever, yung because people don't really want to go to the various retail stores, and of course in terms of payments, did you see a spike in the use of mobile wallets during the pandemic? And are you using one, Miss Ever?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We've been using GCash and also some bank transfers.
Okay. Now, Miss Ever, we talked about the value of technology to your business, and my question now is, how do you what's the time frame or what's that duration for you to be able to address the challenges during crisis like this? Like, is it do you have to be really very, very fast to ensure that you change direction immediately? Because some of the SMEs, minsan nag-wait and see pa sila, minsan maghihintay pa sila, minsan medyo kulang sa aksyon, mabagal, so hindi sila agad nag-shift agad ng direction. In your case, what are your tips to entrepreneurs? I think the right term this is agile, or how agile are they, and how can they really shift immediately to the current trend? And then the second question there is, sabihin natin, mabilis naman sila, but how will they be able to really look at the trends in the market? In your case kasi, nakapag-adjust ka kaagad. So ikaw ba, kailangan mong, ano yung mga tips mo para sa entrepreneur sa SMEs para sila din madaling makapag-adjust kung may mga crisis katulad
First,
nito?
Sir, first you really evaluate your business model. Kung angkop ba siya sa current situation, you really need to deep dive everything. Lahat ng data, gather mo, tapos analyze, study. Then at the end of the day, anong pipiliin mo? Syempre, mas marami yung cons, yung pros. Tapos po, be able to say no sa mga rejections. Dapat yung spirit mo hindi napapagod. And also, don't forget to trust and pray. Ask for wisdom sa Panginoon. Kasi at the end of the day, siya talaga ang magdidirect sa'yo. He will really direct and guide you. Kahit anong planuin mo sa mundo, pero kung walang basbas ng Panginoon, it will really not prosper. So, my advice is to humble yourself. Kasi katulad ng pandemic, ngayon po makikita nyo kung sino po yung mga nagtutulungan ng mga kapwa MSME, SME, tsaka yung mga big brands, that those who are reaching their hands to help fellow MSME like us. We are very fortunate to be recognized also by Globe My Business and other companies around, not just around the Philippines but around the world. So, yun po yung kailangan ng isang resilient na entrepreneur. Be able to act fast. Huwag po nang magpatumpik-tumpik and be able to identify kung ano ba talaga yung goals na gusto mong tahakin. Kailangan meron kang sense of direction and focus. Hindi pwedeng ngayon ganito yung gusto mo, kinabukasan iba naman. So, you need to have one direction. So, yun. Huwag ka na po munang lumingon-lingon, kumbaga laban lang.
Tama.
Bangon. Opo.
Okay, that's very insightful, Miss Ever, and sometimes it's very easy when you hear it, from someone like you. But when people are already there during the pandemic, that's the time they lose focus. So my question now, Miss Ever, is that, ano ba yung epekto sa iyo ng pandemic in terms of sales volume? So dito ba, like bumaba definitely yung sa retail store mo, but in terms of the e-commerce business, I'm sure since e-commerce is one of the biggest gainers of the pandemic. So can you cite somehow the figures in terms of growth because of the use of e-commerce?
Sir, for our brick and mortar stores during pandemic, it grew for 200% growth.
Wow.
And for the e-commerce, yes sir, we are very fortunate and blessed. For the e-commerce, it really grew. So, ang growth po would be 300%. Okay.
So, in short...
Through the help of our team. Actually, sir,
Go ahead.
Sir, sir, during the ECQ, majority of our teams was lockdown. So, gusto ko lang po i-share na me and my husband was left during ECQ. So sabi ko nga po, magpatumpik-tumpik. So during that time, we hired and found a new team and developed them and trained them regarding food safety and retail operations. So we were very blessed to be given such a team na ngayon po ay kasama po namin sila ngayon din po na na lumalaban during pandemic. So yun nga po minsan may tatanggalin na Panginoon pero may ibabalik sa inyo. So yun po yung nakatulong din sa amin kung paano po nag-grow po yung business during pandemic.
So you're saying, Miss Ever, that it's really up to you to decide immediately what the steps that you will take to really grow your business. In your case, it's very surprising because during the pandemic, your stores and then your e-commerce business grew 200 and 300%. Now, you also attributed that growth to the power now of your new team, and with that team, that is somehow is the reason behind this growth. Now, Miss Ever, there in choosing specific team members, and lalo na ngayon, medyo alam naman natin na yung skills ng mga tao, yung team members na kailangan natin has to also be adjusted with what the market demands are. So in your case ba, Miss Ever, what are your tips to business owners na dapat hanapin nila na talents or skills ng mga tao na dapat kasama nila sa pag-grow ng business?
Okay, sir. Sir, that's a very good question. Because first, I really believe yung success po ng isang business is hindi lang dun sa business owners. It is really behind the team, behind the people working for your brand. So the very first thing na qualities na hinahanap talaga namin mag-asawa would be yung character ng tao. Dapat mapagkakatiwalaan at desidido. Desidido na matuto. Tsaka at the same time, sir, passionate sa ginagawa niya na hindi lang para kumita. Kumbaga may puso dun sa ginagawa niya. And also there's a heart for service. Yun po yung mga characters na hinahanap namin sa isang team member. Kasi po ang skills, kahit gaano kagaling ang isang tao, pero kung hindi po siya trainable at hindi po siya sumusunod, magiging sakit ng ulo po yan sa isang business owner.
Okay. Now, Miss Evelyn, we're running out of time, but my question would be, people are now very critical on what they buy. You mentioned earlier during our discussion that you offer healthy food, you offer healthy products, and also one of your advocacies is to really help your fellow MSMEs and also the farmers. And with Net 25, we're actually launching a new agriculture, livelihood, and entrepreneurship show. And the focus is really on agriculture, providing opportunities not only to farmers, but to people who lost their jobs during the pandemic. So ano ba, Miss Ever, yung mga health protocols naman na ginagawa ninyo para ma-ensure na yung mga demands ng mga tao ngayon for healthy food ay na-address ninyo? What health protocols are you practicing in your store to ensure, and also when you reach out to the entire value chain where your products are coming from, you are assured that you provide high quality produce and commodities that has passed through strict health protocols, Miss Ever?
Yes, sir. Thank you for that question, Sir Cesar. So first, sir, I really aligned it to our vision, which is to provide great and nutrient-dense food to our customers. So from the sourcing itself of our partnered manufacturers and farmers, and also for the suppliers, I make to a point na ma-visit po yung mga manufacturing plants, and also to ensure na hindi po sila gumagamit ng any hormones for the meats. And also there is a NMIS, and some of the manufacturing companies, which are our suppliers, has it. So I really make to a point din po na walang preservatives na ginagamit sa aming day-to-day na pagluluto and also for our product itself. Hindi po kami gumagamit ng food coloring, any MSG or anything to prolong the shelf life of our products. So, we also, sir, specify kung sino din po yung mga partnered farmers na tinutulungan namin. Like from Sagada, from Benguet, from the mountains of Mount Canlaon, because we also get from Negros Occidental and Negros Oriental.
So ano yun, meron ka sa Luzon, meron ka Visayas, meron ka Mindanao? O hanggang Luzon, Visayas lang?
Sir, sa Mindanao, hopefully, as we really get to try some of the best of Mindanao. Meron na po din kasi akong kinausap from like Milagos and also one of our Let's Eat Pare member. So under negotiation pa rin po yung mga namin products na i-carry dito sa Albers. So
pero doon sa manufacturing mo, Miss Ever, galing yun doon sa kanila and then kinukuha mo, or who manufactures the products sa kanila na mismo, or meron kang isang somehow processing plant where they put these products together?
Sir, some they have their own manufacturing. Is it okay, sir, to mention, or
Just
okay
go
lang po?
ahead. Just go ahead.
One of the manufacturing plants in Cavite, like for instance, is JDC. Sila din po yung one of our supplier in Bustan Super Center. So, yun po yung mga nakatulong din sa akin to start up the business, to get a good and quality meats from JDC farms. So, sila po nagba-manufacture, and also they also raise their own hogs. So, meron din po akong ibang manufacturing companies na tinutulungan. That's where I really get some of our stocks also, and some of the suppliers also. Meron din kasi, sir, yung sa manufacturing wise, yung production po namin, meron kaming small commissary inside the store. That's where we produce our own food. And yun po.
So doon sa in the conduct of the business during the pandemic, talagang naapektuhan yung logistics, hindi ba? So lalo na in your case, talagang because you have a store at the same time you're doing e-commerce, but there was somehow a delay in logistical support. There were logistics issues. So in your case, paano mo na-ensure na yung continuous pa rin yung business mo? Do you continue to communicate with your customers so that they are, they would get that feeling that they get that service and then that product on time? Pero kasi minsan, because of the pandemic, naiinip na yung mga tao, di ba, yung customer, nag-worry sila. Nakabayad ba sila? Magbabayad sila? What happens now? So, how, briefly, what's your take on how important is having, good logistics support in this business?
Sir, before going to logistics, at first, I really make to a point that I don't have just only one supplier for one product itself. So, ko na po yan, na plano pa nung before starting the business. So, for instance, for one product, I really need to have at least 3 suppliers. So, if one run out, meron po akong pang B, pang letter C.
Yes.
May backup tayo. So, hindi lang po din doon, once na hindi po makapag-provide yung ABC, so I really need to get out of my comfort zone and go to the warehouses. So ganun po yung ginawa namin mag-asawa. So we really need to to make it a point na hindi po mapuputol yung supply chain. So kung hindi po kayang i-provide ng company ng manufacturing itself, so po kami dun sa mga warehouses na nag-carry nung products na din na yun na kailangan namin as raw materials during the ECQ para hindi po maputol yung production namin. So we really need to find ways bilang entrepreneur na wag sumuko Opo.
Tama. Now, we're running out of time na po. Before we let you go, Miss Ever, it's really an exciting discussion. What are your final tips to entrepreneurs, so to small business owners? How can they survive this pandemic? What will they do? Katulad ng ginawa mo, you've mentioned a lot of strategies already, but what is your final word to your fellow MSMEs for them to also survive this pandemic, Miss Ever?
Number one, sir, is to really evaluate yourself. Kailangan alamin mo kung hanggang saan ba yung kapasidad mo. Tapos ano ba talaga yung gusto mong tahakin. Kasi at the end of the day, kung hindi ka masaya sa ginagawa mo, lahat ng pagod mo mababalik mo na. So you really need to know what is really inside your heart. Ano ba talaga yung gusto mong sulungin. So that will really guide you and give you the light also on what key steps na magagawin mo. And then second thing, ask and seek advice. It's a free. So napakadaming mga companies who is really giving their time. And those professionals through the help of KMME, Go Negosyo, and DTI, and AFI, and Globe also, they are giving their time to educate and to give consultations, like Department of Science and Technology also. So seek advice, help from those professionals that will guide you along the way. And then third thing would be trust God. Lahat ng plano mo sa buhay, kailangan may basbas niyang Panginoon. So lift everything up to Him. And then don't give up. Yun po yung last word ko. Don't give up. Kasi you started it, tapusin mo yung journey. Because hindi lahat naman ng road to success is diretso. There's a bumpy ride. Sipin mo na lang yung ngayon is mga matitinik na daan na kailangan mong lakaran papunta dun sa roadmap to success.
Those are very, very nice words. That's the CEO of Alver Specialty Store, Miss Everlyn D. Gicana. Thank you so much, Miss Ever, for gracing Open for Business. Open for Business will be back. Stay with us.
Matinding salpukan ng magagaling ang hindi dapat palampasin ngayong weekend.
Ang angas nyo, grabe kayo.
Hangang-hanga na talaga ako sa'yo.
This is what you call tagisan ng galing. Ito na yon.
Sino-sino ang bubuo sa Final 5 na makakasama sa Grand Finale? Abangan yan dito lang sa Tagisan ng Galing, the Semi-Finals.
Tagisan ng Galing is presented by SMC Infrastructure, building a better world. Sanmig sugar-free white coffee, puno ng white coffee taste without the sugar, kaya lower calories. Try mo na Sanmig sugar-free white coffee. Sarap ng white coffee, now sugar-free. Vet-approved NutriChocs, the only premium dog food with active boost for optimum energy and prebiotics that help strengthen immunity. Just like Catherine Bernardo, gawing listo ganado ang fur babies niyo. Listo ganado sa NutriChocs. Magnolia Chicken Templados, delicious, ready to cook and freshly marinated daily. Pure Foods Luncheon Meat, pure sarap for every family. Star Chunky Cheese Corned Beef, ang cheesy ng corned beef mo. Walang duda, kids can tell na #1 ang Pure Foods Tender Juicy. Ang tender, ang juicy, ang sarap. Co-presented by Cooper, expert in air conditioning and electromechanical. Also engaged in structural, electrical, fire protection, plumbing, and sanitary services. Cooper, your ultimate MEPS and air conditioning solutions. Unlad Incorporated International, fight against global poverty. New San Jose Builders Incorporated. Canrib Corporation, your ventilation and air conditioning specialist. Vita Herbs Philippines Green Coffee, masarap, mabango, at healthy pa. Puerto Rico Resort and Convention Center, Cabiao, Nueva Ecija. I love Puerto Rico. In participation with Philippine National Bank, masasandalan ng pamilyang Pilipino saan man sa mundo. PNB, you first! Rain or Shine Elastomeric Waterproofing Paint. Matimco, R Square Variables Incorporated, Compizel Enterprises, Saisho International Trading Corporation, DN Steel, IMAC UPB Roof Corporation. East West Bank, your dream, our focus.
Listo at ganado ang baby ko sa vet-approved NutriChunks. With active boost and prebiotics na pampalisto. Made with real meat, with essential nutrients to help them grow healthy and happy. Listo, ganado sa NutriChunks.
The South Luzon Expressway, a 36-kilometer long road that runs from Alabang to Santo Tomas, Batangas, connects several commercial and residential areas in the Greater Manila and the provinces of Laguna, Cavite, and Batangas. This will soon be extended all the way to the province of Quezon.
Hey, Gretchen Ho here, and I'm a white coffee lover. Creamy kasi, and very yummy. Pero mas masarap kung hindi nakaka-guilty. Check my new discovery, Sandmix Sugar-Free White Coffee. Puno ng white coffee taste without the sugar, kaya lower calories. Try mo na! Sandmix Sugar-Free White Coffee. Sarap ng white coffee, now sugar-free.
Bakit natin ipinagluluto ang mga mahal natin? We want them to feel special. Sa meaty luncheon meat that we serve. If your pure intentions had a taste, it would taste like Pure Foods. Pure sarap. Pure Foods luncheon meat.
Basta't nandyan ka, may panasada, handahan sa...
Kailangan nating talunin tong pandemic na to.
Kailangan lumaban na kailangan may gawin.
I'm not going to be part of that 40% that will not survive, and that's it.
Muling susulong, pwede pang mangarap.
There's still a drop of life, then I'm gonna hold on to that and I'm gonna keep it alive.
Even just buying one mask na 35 pesos, it's like we dance for joy.
Kung nag-umpisa ka na, sana may bumili ng tinda ko, parang back to basic ako.
Doon mo ma-feel na, okay, may pag-asa pala.
For the sake of the Filipinos, we just have to give it a fight, di ba?
Pwede pang mangarap.
And our term of the week is sustainable enterprise. Sustainable enterprise is a way of doing business that makes profits through means that reduce harm to society and the environment. It turns challenges into business opportunities that serve a triple bottom line of profits, society, and the environment. The result is often unique market solutions that leapfrog the competition or help firms to enter new markets with products better suited to long-term growth. And our word of the week is from Elizabeth Edwards. She said, "Resilience is accepting your new reality, even if it's less good than the one you had before. You can fight it. You can do nothing but scream about what you've lost, or you can accept that and try to put together something that's good." Thank you for watching Open for Business. Join us again in the next episodes of Open for Business for more insights from CEOs, thought leaders, and industry experts promoting business development in the Philippines. See you again every Saturday and Sunday here in Open for Business, where we discuss business information, deliver the latest business news to keep you informed in Open for Business and be ahead of the curve from vision to action. You're on Facebook Live on Eagle News, and you can watch us again in the video section of the Eagle News Facebook page and on eaglenewslive.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Eagle News. For Open for Business, this is Cesar Vallejos. We live in interesting times. Have a great day. And before we go, here is Julian to tell us more about Enjoy Music Beyond the Crisis, our online concert for the benefit of the FYM Medical Foundation.
Here are the many ways to donate and be able to help health workers and frontliners through the FYM Medical Foundation as our beneficiary. First, donate via pymy.co/EBC. Just use any Visa, MasterCard, or JCB credit, debit, or prepaid card and donate by logging on to pymy.co/EBC. Just choose an amount you wish to donate and enter your card details. Second, donate via the PayMaya app. If you have a PayMaya account, you can easily donate by scanning the QR code you see on the screen. Just log on to your app, click the scan button, point your camera to the QR code that you see on the screen, and enter the amount you wish to donate. Third, donate via PayPal. For PayPal app users, just log on to eaglenews.ph and click the PayPal Donate Now button found at the upper portion of the website. Input the amount you wish to donate, click Use this donation for Enjoy Music Beyond the Crisis, and choose between Donate with PayPal or Donate with a credit card in order to enter your additional information. Fourth, donate directly to the EBC bank account that is flashing on your screens. You can complete transactions online or directly with your banks. Fifth, donate over the counter using ebc.pay8.app. Just go to ebc.pay8.app or scan the QR code and you can now choose to donate over the counter via the app. After typing your donation details, you can choose your payment options including over-the-counter payments like Palawan Express, LBC, EasyPay, and Cebuana Luwilier. You can also pay through credit and debit cards and mobile e-wallets using the ebc.pay8.app. Wherever you are in the world, you can easily help those affected by the COVID-19 pandemic even while at home through our beneficiary FYM Medical Foundation. Together, let's all do our part and stand as one against COVID-19.
Eagle Broadcasting Corporation and Globe My Business present Open for Business.